In the dead of night, a chilling breeze swept through the open window, causing the sheer curtains to dance in the moonlight. Amelia stirred from her uneasy slumber, her eyes fluttering open to the darkness that surrounded her. As she became aware of her surroundings, a strange sensation gripped her, a feeling that something was amiss. Attempting to shake off the remnants of sleep, Amelia sat up in her bed, her eyes adjusting to the dimly lit room. Moonbeams cascaded through the window, revealing the contours of her familiar bedroom. However, as her gaze settled on the foot of her bed, terror clenched at her heart. There, seated with an eerie stillness, was a little boy. His eyes, large and round, reflected the pale glow of the moon. Amelia's breath caught in her throat as she stared at the child, a feeling of dread washing over her. "Who are you?" she stammered, her voice barely audible. The boy's face remained eerily calm as he spoke, his voice soft and hauntingly familiar. "Don't you recognize me, Amelia? I'm your little brother, Alex." Amelia's mind raced. She was an only child, the memories of her childhood etched clearly in her mind. There was no Alex, no sibling to claim the title of her little brother. Panic set in as she tried to make sense of the impossible scenario unfolding before her. "I don't have a little brother," she whispered, her eyes wide with disbelief. The boy's expression remained unchanged, his presence casting a sinister shadow over the room. "You've forgotten, Amelia. I've been waiting for you. Waiting for so long." A cold shiver crawled down Amelia's spine as she clutched the bedsheet tightly. The room seemed to close in on her, the air thick with an otherworldly tension. Desperation clawed at her as she tried to make sense of the inexplicable situation. "Leave," she pleaded, her voice trembling. "You're not real." But the boy only smiled, his features distorting into an unsettling grin. "I'm as real as the darkness that creeps into your soul, Amelia. I've come back for you." As he spoke, the room plunged into a suffocating blackness. The moon's glow faded, leaving Amelia engulfed in a void. Panic consumed her, and she felt a cold hand on her shoulder, its touch sending shivers down her spine. In an instant, the darkness lifted, revealing the room once more. But the boy was gone. Amelia's breaths came in ragged gasps as she scanned the empty space around her. The spectral encounter had left an indelible mark on her psyche. Days turned into nights, and Amelia lived in a constant state of fear, haunted by the memory of the boy claiming to be her long-lost brother. The line between dreams and reality blurred, leaving her in a perpetual state of dread. The little boy's words echoed in her mind, a chilling reminder that some nightmares could transcend the boundaries of imagination and take root in the very fabric of existence. Amelia's once peaceful nights became a labyrinth of torment. Sleep eluded her as she was plagued by vivid nightmares that mirrored the surreal encounter with the phantom boy. The boundaries between waking and dreaming became increasingly blurred, leaving her exhausted and paranoid. One evening, as Amelia sat in her dimly lit room, the atmosphere grew heavy with an oppressive silence. The air seemed charged with an otherworldly energy, and a faint whisper danced through the stillness. It was the voice of the boy, a spectral echo that resonated within the confines of her mind. "I'm always with you, Amelia," the voice whispered, sending shivers down her spine. "You can't escape me." Terrified, Amelia tried to drown out the haunting whispers, but they persisted, echoing relentlessly. She could feel an unseen presence lurking in the shadows, a malevolent force that refused to release its hold on her soul. Desperate for answers, Amelia delved into her family's history, searching for any shred of evidence that could explain the spectral manifestation of a brother she never had. Old photo albums revealed familiar faces, but there was no trace of the mysterious Alex. The more she sought, the more elusive the truth became. One evening, as the clock struck midnight, a chilling wind rattled the window panes, and the room plunged into darkness once again. This time, however, a spectral figure materialized at the foot of her bed, the little boy, his eyes piercing through the shadows. "Amelia, you can't escape your destiny," he intoned with a spectral resonance. Driven by fear and desperation, Amelia confronted the apparition, demanding answers. "Why are you haunting me? What do you want?" The boy's ethereal gaze bore into her soul. "I am the echo of a forgotten past, a bond severed by time. You can't deny the blood that binds us, Amelia." As he spoke, the room transformed into a chilling tableau of the past. Ghostly images flickered in the darkness, a family torn asunder, a tragedy obscured by the passage of years. Amelia watched in horror as the spectral scenes unfolded, revealing a long-buried secret. The boy's voice echoed one last time. "Remember, Amelia, the truth lies within the shadows." With those haunting words, the apparition faded, leaving Amelia alone in the haunting stillness of her room. The revelation shook her to the core, and the line between reality and the supernatural had become irreversibly blurred. Haunted by the ghostly visage of her spectral brother, Amelia grappled with the unsettling truth that lay hidden in the shadows of her past. The boy's whispers continued to linger, a constant reminder that some family secrets, no matter how deeply buried, could claw their way back into the present, casting a sinister pall over the unsuspecting. In the wake of the spectral revelation, Amelia found herself trapped in a web of familial secrets and supernatural forces beyond her understanding. Determined to unearth the truth, she embarked on a quest to decipher the cryptic messages left by the ghostly apparition. Days turned into nights as Amelia delved into the forgotten annals of her family's history. Old diaries and letters revealed a long-lost chapter, concealed by the veils of time. Buried deep within the family archives was a tale of tragedy that had been deliberately erased from memory. In the early 20th century, a devastating fire had consumed the family home, claiming the lives of her grandparents and a young boy named Alex. The surviving family members, desperate to escape the painful memories, had suppressed any mention of the lost child. The phantom boy who appeared to Amelia was the restless spirit of her long-lost uncle, seeking recognition and remembrance. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Amelia confronted her living relatives, urging them to acknowledge the painful truth that had been buried for generations. The revelation stirred long-suppressed emotions and fractured family bonds, but it also allowed for a cathartic release of the lingering spirits that had haunted them. As the family began to heal from the wounds of the past, the spectral visitations ceased. The room that had been a battleground between the living and the dead regained a sense of tranquility. Amelia, though forever changed by the supernatural ordeal, found solace in the closure brought by the acknowledgement of her forgotten uncle. However, as the years passed, a lingering unease persisted. Amelia couldn't shake the feeling that the boundary between the living and the dead remained thin in her family's history. She became the keeper of the family's dark secrets, haunted not just by the spectral echoes of her uncle but by the awareness that some secrets were best left undisturbed. In the end, as Amelia drifted into the uncertain realms of adulthood, she carried with her the indelible marks of a supernatural encounter that defied explanation. The ghostly whispers had faded, but the memory of the little boy claiming to be her brother continued to linger, a haunting reminder that some mysteries transcended the boundaries of the tangible and the ethereal. And so, in the quiet hours of the night, when the moonlight spilled into her room, Amelia would sometimes catch a glimpse of a fleeting shadow, a phantom figure that seemed to linger on the edge of perception. The specter of her long-lost uncle, it seemed, was a presence that refused to be completely forgotten, forever tethered to the threads of family history and the shadows of the past.
Like, subscribe, and click on notifications that will allow you to stay up to date with the news and not miss videos from the channel, where there will be many more horror stories.